You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
It's Oh Behave with Arden Moore, the show that teaches you how to have harmony in the household with your pets. Join Arden as she travels coast to coast to help millions better understand why cats and dogs do what they do. Get the latest scoop on famous faces, their perfectly pampered pets, and who's walking who in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails. Garner great pet tips and have a doggone fur-flying fun time. So get ready for the pause and applause as we unleash your Oh Behave host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Get ready for a spooktacular show today. You know, Halloween is just around the corner. Well, Halloween to all you tail waggers out there. And there's a must-see Disney movie just released on Blu-ray and DVD. The movie is called Spooky Buddies, and it stars 5 adorable, mischievous golden retriever pups who embark, yes, I did say embark, on an eerie adventure in a town called Fernfield. I always like it when they come up with names like that. And here to tell us more are 3 key people involved in the movie. I want you all to give pause and applause to director and producer Robert Vince. Shout out to you, Robert. Hello, Robert. Okay. Actor Harland Williams. Are you in the house?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
All right. And actor Tim Conway.
I'm not going to talk until the first guy talks. Where did he go?
You know, that's a
He
good
jumped
question.
out of the car.
I think he got spooked.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, okay. Well, I'll speak for both of us then. I'll
Okay,
use a
that's
different voice.
Well, welcome all of you. We're going to find out what happened to Robert right after we take this commercial break. And I want all of you to just pay real special heed because guess what? You could walk away a winner. We're giving away not 1, but you're ready for it? 10 copies of the new Disney movie Spooky Buddies. You're going to learn how to get your paws on this right after we take this commercial break. So I want everybody to sit and stay. We'll be right back.
Time for a pause. 4 furry ones, actually. Sit and stay. Oh Behave will be right back.
Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. CATTREETRAY.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com. Oh Behave is back with more tail-wagging ways to achieve harmony in the household with your pets. Now, back to your fetching host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome back to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. We are doggone lucky today because we have not 1, but 3 talented guys associated with the new Disney movie, Spooky Buddies. They're on our show today. Now, Spooky Buddies is the latest in a spin-off from the Air Bud series of films that featured a golden retriever named Buddy. The 5 Air Buddies in this Halloween-themed flick are Buddy's, quote, children. So let's meet our special guest. And to keep it from being a dogfight, I'm doing this in alphabetical order, gentlemen. So first, let's welcome comedian and actor Tim Conway. And Tim, I got to tell you, you got me first laughing years ago when you were a regular on the Carol Burnett show. I mean, Mr. Tudball, the old man. I also love golf. I got a dog named Chipper, and your character, Dorf, is, I think you've hit a birdie, maybe an eagle with his character.
Oh, thank you very much. My goodness, you're the one that was watching them. Yeah.
Yes, I was. But my last name is Moore, so that's good. That means you've got more fans than you realize.
So there was 2, yes. Oh, yeah. Great.
Well, in the movie, Spooky Buddies, everybody, Tim Conway plays the voice of Deputy Sniffer Dog. And I don't want to say dog.
Does.
I got to say dog, don't I?
Yes, you do.
You know, you are a lot like Betty White. She's been on our show. You're ageless and always acting. And I think if my math is right, you have tied her with the number of Emmy wins, 6.
I believe, I have 6.5 actually, because I got one for a local TV show, and they only make them half as big as the real ones, so I got 6.5.
Well,
so
take
I
that,
did beat her out. Yeah.
Well, you've also been on her show, Hot in Cleveland, too.
Yes, I have. Yes. And she's wonderful. She used to do a lot on the guesting on the Carol Burnett show, and it was always a great week when she showed up. She's such a marvelous lady and such a fan of dogs. I mean, she just loves animals and especially dogs.
Well, we got to make sure she gets to watch Spooky Buddies, don't you think?
Yes,
dog,
absolutely.
Pontiac. She's got a golden retriever. Pontiac's a golden retriever. There you go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
All right.
Yes, we have a dog, too.
Oh, what's your dog's name?
I don't know. I've never talked to him. He doesn't say a word. We keep saying, "What is your name?" And he just looks at us. Waits for dinner.
Wow.
No, his name is Leo.
What kind of dog is Leo?
Annoying, but no, he is the cutest thing. I mean, he just is. He's Bichon.
Oh, okay, Bichon. Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Most dogs think their name is no.
Yeah, right.
But that's must.
No, we've never said no to him because he has his own teeth, and we're afraid of him.
Well, that's smart. You're a smart man. Now, Tim Conway plays the voice of Deputy Sniffer Dog on the new movie Disney flick called Spooky Buddies. And next up in the alphabetical order of our guest, we have producer and director Robert Vince. Hey, Robert, thanks for coming on the air.
How are you?
I'm doing great. And you know what, folks? He's no stranger to the Buddy series. Now, I think you have either produced and or directed The Search for Santa Paws, Santa Buddies, Space Buddies, Snow Buddies, Air Buddies. You know, you guys are getting the picture, right? You've got quite a winning formula there, Robert.
Yeah, I think that the franchise is, we have to say, done well.
Yeah, and it keeps going, right? It's like potato chips on flick.
Well, I think really what we try to do is make everyone so different from the other. So you're not tasting the same movie every time. This one, I've always wanted to make a Halloween movie. I couldn't find anything out there for kids, and this is, I can't think of a more fun holiday to do than Halloween.
Well, I think you did a great job. Now, do you have any four-leggers in your life?
I do. In fact, I have a little actress. I took Rosebud home with me after the last movie, Spooky Buddies. And we've changed her name to Emily Rose because every single one of the trainers named every one of the dogs by some horror flick name. So her name's Emily Rose, technically. And she's a little put off now that she's no longer a child actress.
Oh, no.
More about the actress. But, she still likes to get groomed and be pampered. But
how old is she now?
She's just a year old.
Oh, my gosh. You know, they call that first year the wonder year because you wonder what they're doing and what you're doing with the puppy.
Well, I have to tell you, when the Birds and Animals and Mark Forbes and his group train a dog, it's not like bringing home your normal family pet. I mean, they are so well trained and so well behaved, it spoils you forever.
Well, I guess she'll never be a guest on my Oh Behave show then. She's too good.
Oh, she's great. She's
okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, folks, I also want you to know you've seen his presence, his stamp on many, many movies. I mean, he's not only talented with a group of dogs, a pack of pups, but you've made movies about hockey-playing chimps, too.
I have. I made a series of movies called MVP, Most Valuable Primate, and then a sequel to that, which was Most Vertical Primate with chimpanzee skateboarding, and then we did MXPU, which was a chimpanzee snowboarding. So we worked with chimpanzees for a while. It was a pretty incredible experience, I have to tell you.
Now, you've got Tim and Harland Williams listening in right now. Who's easier, the four-leggers or the two-leggers to direct?
Well, these guys are amazing. The only problem you have is your face hurts at the end of the day because you've been smiling all day laughing. So other than that, everything else is good.
Oh, that's good.
They tend to do somewhat what they're told to do, but not much.
What they're supposed to, yes, yeah. I like the little treats you get, though. You get those little treats that he gives you, which is nice. I really work for treats, yes.
You are listening to actor-comedian Harland Williams. In the movie Spooky Buddies, he plays the evil, power-hungry Warwick the Warlock. I love the alliteration. But, guys, everybody, you've seen him in a lot of movies. I love this. Your parents are probably so proud. You've played a pee-drinking cop in Dumb and Dumber, a goofball astronaut in Rocket Man. You've been on The Tonight Show. You've been on Comedy Central. And you also have found time to do a kid book called Lickety Split. I'm really happy you're on the show, Harland.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here, especially with Robert and Tim Conway, who I love these guys. So great to be in great company.
When we were taking a commercial break, you kind of did a little reach out, a little warm and fuzzy to Tim. What did you say? You thought there was a connection?
I just said, I told Tim that he's the best, and I love him. He's one of these gentlemen that's got a true comic spirit, and he's a genuinely funny human being, and he's made me laugh throughout my life, and I love that. And thank you, Tim. You're the best.
Well, thank you for talking to me. I thought I had passed away, but by golly, it takes people like you to let me know that I'm still around. That's great. You know, the key to this movie also, and all of your movies, is the fact that it's family-oriented. You know, I mean, you can take the whole family, and it's an afternoon's entertainment, and it's something that's kind of hard to find nowadays, especially in the theater. On television, you can't even find it anymore. It's tough. It's nice to go to a movie and you know you're safe and you can sit there with your granddaughter or whatever and watch the whole movie without any fear.
Well, you did a great job. So I'm assuming getting to be the voice of Deputy Sniffer was an easy yes from you.
Well, it was hard. It was hard to do, but by golly, it worked out. I wish I could have come up with some kind of strange voice, but I couldn't.
So, Tim, give us a little bit of what the plot is for the movie Spooky Buddies.
Well, I don't want to give it away because it is a good plot, and as my cohort
tease us a little bit.
It's hard to come up with good plots nowadays because almost all of them have all been done. But this, well, you'll have to really see it because it's. I don't know what the plot is.
Robert, the producer, you've got to give us a little. Throw us a bone, man. Well, help us.
Given that I also wrote it, I think I kind of have a pretty good idea. But I think that the plot really, the story is about a warlock that Harland plays that after, tries to take over the town 75 years ago. And it gets thwarted at the time. And he comes back 75 years later in the next full moon to try again. And he needs to find 5 puppy souls to unleash the underworld on Fernfield, which is the epicenter. And of course, our buddies get embroiled in the middle of it. They save a ghost dog named Pip, who was part of the previous attempt. We have characters like, we have a Frankendude character who he elicits as his henchman, which is kind of Frankenstein, only Frankendude.
No, he's really good because he's got the surfboard, and I live in California. I'm like, that is the most creative characterization of Frankenstein. Frankendude. Who's that actor? Give a shout out to him.
That guy, I'm just trying to remember now. That's terrible. Hang on a second.
Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore.
No, it wasn't. Hang on. I did it so funny. You got to let me off the hook on that one.
Okay, we'll let you off. But that was a great characterization.
It wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger, was it?
No. You know what the funny thing about that was? That character came about was that we were trying to use Frankenstein in the movie, and we couldn't get any clearances, and I got so ticked off by every time, you can't have this, you can't have a flat head, you can't have this, all the stuff that, people were saying we couldn't do. You can't have bolts on the side. So I said, well, why don't I just make him something nobody's ever heard of, Frankendude? And then it's just like one of those moments where you just had enough of dealing with silliness, and it just came out so well. And then we couldn't have a green face. We're like, well, I'll have a purple face then, But it's turned out to be a fun character that added a lot of comic relief in the movie.
I think, with Halloween, that might be one of the main characters kids want to be, a Frankendude. I think that's perfect. You've created
that's
a
great.
fun monster.
I agree. I think it is one of the fun.
Now, with Harland, you had to play the bad guy, and you did it so wickedly well. Tell me how you got into the role of Warwick the Warlock, because, kids don't want to like you, but you're kind of funny in some ways.
Well, when Robert asked, thanks, man. When Robert asked me,
I think you're really funny.
Thanks. I'm wearing goalie pads as we talk. I decided that this character Warwick had to be kind of bad guy, but he was bad at being bad. So he thinks he's bad, but he's not really as bad as he thinks he is. I know that's like a word game I just did, but I think you get what I mean. So he's so bad at being bad, he becomes funny, and that's kind of how I played it.
Yeah, because the little kids in Fernfield and the pups kind of outsmart him.
Yeah, he's not that bright, and I didn't want to make him too terrifying. The kids were afraid of the movie, so I think with Robert's help, we found just the right balance to make him like a really almost likable, scary, funny guy. A lot of different elements rolled into one.
I like the way way Harland played it too. When he's a guy from 75 years ago, so he's never really even seen Halloween. Halloween wasn't around 75 years ago. So all these kids in costumes, he thinks are, just more people from the underworld. He doesn't understand what's going on. So that provides him the comedy because he's such a chicken. He doesn't know what's happening. And as he gets more and more confused, it gets funnier and funnier to me.
Oh, I think you really developed the character quite well, Harland. And we're going to be giving away 10 copies of Spooky Buddies. So you guys ready for this? You just got to email arden@fourleggedlife.com, and we're going to announce the winners through our radio and our newsletters. And I really appreciate Disney for doing that because we want to be able to give a treat and not a trick here on the Halloween season. And we're going to come back to talk to actors Tim Conway, Harland Williams, and director, producer, writer Robert Vince right after we pay for this show by taking a commercial break. So everybody sit, stay. We'll be right back.
Time for a walk on the red carpet, of course. All Behave will be back in a flash right after these messages.
They are my friends, they are my children, they are the furry nervous kids. They are my family, they understand me, that's how I love my pets.
I Love My Pets, the new single by Mark Winter, available on iTunes.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, this is Betty White, and I'm inviting you to tune in to the O Behave Show with Arden Moore on Pet Life Radio.
We're back from the lot. Just checked the paper and we had a record showing at the box. The letterbox, that is. Now back to O Behave. Here's Arden.
Welcome back to the O Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. And all of us have those little memory speed bumps in our life, and Robert Vince is no exception. He is the director, producer, and writer of Spooky Buddies, the new Disney flick that stars these adorable pack of golden retriever puppies. Okay, we were talking about Frankendude. Robert, what are you going to tell our listeners?
Yeah, I'm so out of my mind. I'm just getting ready to start another movie in, 2 weeks, actually. And that was Pat Finn, who was awesome in that role of Frankendude. And I can't forget Pat. I'm sorry, Pat. I'm out of my mind.
Could you also try to remember my wife's name? Because I couldn't come up with that today either. She's really pretty good at it.
Tim Conway doesn't know the dog's name or his wife's name. You live in anonymity a little bit, don't
you?
It's
amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Well, there you go.
You don't get in any fights then, right?
No. I don't know who she's talking to anymore.
Well, I think if I'm right, is your wife's name Charlene?
Yeah, by golly, that does sound like it. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Terrific. Boy, are you good.
No, I was just a lucky guess. And how many kids do you have?
6, possibly 7, one in Guam. I'm not sure. It was lonely during the war. No, I have 6 children. And a stepdaughter.
Okay, and how many grandkids?
I have no idea. I don't check with the kids because they always ask for money. I have 2 granddaughters.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. And you got your son, Tim Conway Jr. He's followed you a bit in the world of media because he's the radio show host.
Hasn't he, though? Yes. He's been on here for about 12 years in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Gets me in all kinds of trouble with that show.
So let's talk a little bit about the Carol Burnett show if we can, because that really did launch your career. I just remember sitting up and watching her tug on her ear and all that. What a brilliant cast you had, and you all went on to do really great things from there.
Yeah, I doubt if you'll ever see a show like that again. First of all, I don't think they could afford to put it on again because we were really doing almost a Broadway show once a week. And it was just such a fun show to do, and Carol is exquisite as a comedian, and Harvey, of course, was great to work with, and Lyle, and it was a magic combination that they had put together, and we did some pretty unique work, I think.
Well, when you did the whole character of the old man and Mrs. Wiggins?
Yes.
Help me out here. I kept saying, will you move a little faster? Will you move a little faster?
Well, I had never done that character until we were actually taping it. And when the door opened, Carol said, come in, and I started to shuffle in, and I noticed that the rug was gathering in front of me because I was going so slow. And I thought, boy, if they don't stop this, we're going to be here till about 12:30. But they never did, so it kind of created the old man right on the air.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah.
Now, Harland, you've got a lot of characters, and you play a range just like Tim Conway. You can be a bad guy. You can be a funny guy. You can be the butt of jokes. I mean, where do you tap into your creativity?
Oh, my gosh. I think I was born with an overhyped imagination, and an
overactive thyroid, too, as I recall. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't shut it off. I'm always, you could put me in a room by myself and I'd be happy for 30 years. I just think of weird characters and voices and, that's where it all comes from, I guess.
So when you walk around, there's like these little bubbles that you have in your head that you can see, right? That have funny little things going on?
Oh, yeah. I'm always talking to imaginary people and,
You spend a lot of time in jail, too, don't you, for that, as I recall?
You can listen to Harland every week. You've got your podcast, The Harland Highway, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the Harland Highway. It's absolutely free, and it's at harlandwilliams.com, or you can find it at iTunes or anywhere on the Internet. Thanks for mentioning it.
I try to give a shout out.
I have to attest to it. It's crazy how funny that is. I mean, it's so funny. I'm telling you, if anybody hasn't listened to that, I sometimes wonder where that comes from, Harland. It's something not from this world.
I told you, man, you could lock me in a room and it would all come out.
Thank God for the Internet, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so,
awesome.
Harland, what was the special challenge for you of hanging out with a pack of Golden Retriever pups and Zelda and Pip, the Beagles? I mean, how did you handle being around a bunch of cute, adorable dogs and puppies?
Well, the challenge for me was I had to treat them like I was the bad guy in the movie. So I had to be evil towards these beautiful little innocent animals. Imagine how hard that is. It's like they're trying to jump on me and play with me, and I've got to try and steal their souls, man. It was just a conflict of interest. I've been in therapy for 8 months trying to get over it. It's horrible. Because I love animals. I have a pet giraffe at home, and I felt horrible, but I had to do it. That was the script.
Wait a minute. You said a pet giraffe. You think I wasn't listening?
Yeah, I like tall animals. Dogs are too short. I need something tall.
Well, then there's your new movie, You could have NBA buddies or something, or giraffe buddies. You guys are never going to run out of movies to do, it sounds like.
Oh, there's 2 more you don't even know about.
Oh, all right. Sneak it. Give us a sneak little peek, because we want people to dash out when they come out and go check them out. So, Robert, what are they?
I can't do, but we'll talk later. I can't tell you now.
Okay, but that means something good. That means you've got the right formula, because Disney wants you to do 2 more, right?
They do, and I love doing them. Making family movies is not something I do to get somewhere else. This is what I've chosen and love to do. And my favorite question that I've heard a billion times is, people always say never work with animals and kids and Harland Williams. But other than that, it's all great.
I hear the next movie is going to be starring me and Tim Conway, so me and Tim are very excited.
Yes, I have the outfit there, yes.
You know what? That would be a treat, I have to say. That would be a treat.
Hint.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I think I caught the hint. I think it felt like an amble, right?
Sorry.
Now, how's your golf game? I know we all know you as Dwarf Tim Conway, but I want to know how your golf game really is, because I got a dog named Chipper, and I seem to do well on my short game when I think about her.
I'm able to throw a club now almost 50 yards. It's an annoying game, but an enjoyable one. It's hard to find guys who can make it all the way around nowadays, and that's including me. But once in a while, a new heart will wander out onto the course and try to get around. I think one of the funniest golf swings I had ever seen was Harvey Korman. I don't know how he got into the positions he did when he was hitting a ball, but everybody said, oh my gosh, this man has to get to a hospital. So he eventually had to give it up because it just wasn't working out that well for him, And Harvey was the kind of guy that if he lost a ball in the woods, he would go in and he wouldn't come out till he found about 12 of them, you know. So you'd have to wait for him and say, come on, Harvey, you know, we got to get home by midnight here. So it's a very irritating game, and a lot of things around it are kind of irritating, but it is certainly a conversation piece, that's for sure.
You know, it's supposed to be called a gentleman's game or a ladies' game, but
yeah.
I hear a lot of pros on the TV. I'm an ex-sports writer. They get bleeped off for saying things.
Yes,
when
I can
when they
imagine
shank
they
a
would.
shot. But you seem to keep your humor on the golf course, huh?
Oh, I try, yes. When you're hitting with just on your knees, it's tough too, but it's easier because you're closer to the ball.
Yeah, you're probably a better putter than a driver then for that standpoint,
Yes.
right?
Oh, yes.
Hey, do you guys golf? Harlan and Robert, are you guys into golf? I know you have so much.
No way,
spare
we're
time.
hockey players, man.
Oh, hockey, that's right. You are the Canadian duel here on the show.
Yeah, we love hockey.
Canada. I'm going to Vancouver in another couple of weeks. Are you guys okay to say hi? That I know
right now.
Robert and Harlan, or are you not supposed to mention your names there?
Well, Harlan's from Toronto, and I'm from Vancouver, so he's from the east and I'm from the west. We don't really talk to each other outside of, well, in the U.S. we're allowed to talk to each other.
I'll tell you what, you come to Vancouver and me and Robert will stage a hockey fight for you. How's that?
You promise? Don't be making things you can't keep, man. I'll be there.
Robert will win because he's a good scrapper, but I'll give it my best for sure.
All right, we'll have Tim beat Dorf on the ice. How's that?
Aha. Hockey is one of the roughest sports I have ever played. I played a little in high school, and that is way beyond football. They think they have so many rules for football and everything not to hurt a guy. In hockey, they have rules on how to hurt a guy. It is unbelievably challenging.
Yeah, I grew up on a lake, and I barely can skate, so I'm impressed by what they can do. All right, guys, we got to give 10 copies of Spooky Buddies away. And all you have to do is write Arden at Four Legged Life, Spooky Buddies. Seriously, it's that easy. Arden at Four Legged Life. And the first 10, Disney's going to dash out copies of this movie. And I think it's a great movie for Halloween. I think you've touched upon that a little bit, Robert, from the standpoint of you've always wanted to do, a Halloween movie. You tapped into some very creative things that haven't been done before. You're working with a pack of dogs. You got Franken, dude. I mean, I don't know. Harlan's pretty creative. Tim's pretty creative, but I don't think we should shortchange you either.
Well, the main thing is I love making family movies, and I think that what I like about this movie is it's a Halloween ride. Halloween is such a fun event for kids, and it's such a family event, too. And everybody likes to be scared a little bit, and the kids don't generally get a movie that they can be scared a little bit and laugh a lot, and we hope we provided that for everybody.
Well, the Disney movie Spooky Buddies has just been unleashed on Blu-ray and DVD. So I'm speaking with the director, producer, writer Robert Vince, the actor and comedians Harland Williams and Tim Conway. And I'm really glad that all of you guys have been on the show. Before we say goodbye, I want to know what's up for you guys so we can follow you. What's up next for you, Robert?
I'm actually doing a Christmas movie next.
All right. And how about you, Harland?
I'm doing a brand new animated series with Nickelodeon called Robot and Monster, and I'm going to be doing the voice of Monster, and that comes out early next year, and it's fantastic.
All right, we're gonna keep tabs on you, and everybody go to harlandwilliams.com. That's HARLAND Williams.com. He's got an awesome podcast too. It's the Harland Highway, right?
That's right, and it's free.
Free! We like free.
Just
and
like
Tim,
the dinner that Tim's going to buy me later.
Okay, there you go. Tim Conway, where are we going to see you next?
I have a dental appointment in May, so if they want to come down to my dentist's office and watch that, that would be great.
Well, when it comes to comedy, you've never left me down in the mouth, but I guess this will be an exception.
Oh, pshaw.
Pshaw. All right, we've had Robert Vince, Harland Williams, and Tim Conway on the O Behave show, and we've all survived. In fact, my stomach muscles are really sore right now because I've been laughing too much. But you know what? Laughter is awesome for all of us, not only for the two-leggers, but for the pets in our life. Yes, dogs, giraffes, chimpanzees, they all have a sense of humor. I want you all to dash over to watch the new Disney movie on Blu-ray and DVD. It's called Spooky Buddies, and we're going to be giving away 10 copies of Spooky Buddies. So you guys just got to email Arden at fourleggedlife.com, and we're going to announce the winners through our radio and our newsletters. Hey, guys, you've been great, and I also want to give a pause up to my producer, Mark Winter. He makes this show happen each and every week. You are listening to Pet Life Radio, which is the #1 pet podcast network on the planet. That's a lot of P's. What do you guys think about that?
That is a lot of P's.
But before we go, I want to tell everybody again, go check out Spooky Buddies. You guys have been wonderful. I'm very, very grateful that you could all be on the show together. And I want all of you to tune into the Pet Life Radio Network. We've got a lot of great shows and guests. So until next time, this is your flea-free host, Arden Moore, delivering just 2 words to all you 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there. Oh, behave.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's Oh Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do, and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. Oh Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand. This is the place for a special paparazzi treat. Only on PetLifeRadio.com.